as Stella from the new TV show Jonas and her roles in Bratz and Minutemen. We're glad to have with us today Chelsea Staub.
Hi, Athena.
Hi, Chelsea. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Very good.
Okay.
Good. How did you get started in the acting industry?
I've always kind of been in the business. My parents were in the business, and I grew up on, sets. My dad directed commercials, so I was always kind of surrounded by the arts, and it really just started to become my passion. I was doing show after show and missing school to do it, and missing proms and football games on Friday nights because I was performing.
Uh-huh.
And I think my parents, started to notice that it was becoming my number one priority. And I asked them if I could move to LA and, start auditioning professionally. And they were really nervous about it because they were in the business.
Mm-hmm.
They know how hard it is, and it's not very glamorous, and it's a lot of hard work. So they were kind of hesitant to let me go out there. So they said I could go to LA for a week of auditions, and we'd take it from there. If it went well, it went well, but if it didn't, I think they were hoping that I would come back to Arizona and finish high school and kind of stop bugging them since I had experienced it.
Right.
And instead, I ended up booking a job. It was a television show called Cracking Up, which totally caught me off guard. And I've been in LA ever since.
You were in both movies, Bratz and Minutemen. What was it like playing two totally different roles?
I've been really lucky so far. All my characters have been really different.
Mm-hmm.
She was such a fun character because I was able to get away with so much. I had a super sweet 16 party, and I was singing and dancing and riding an elephant and yelling and falling into a cake and falling into a pool. And, I was able to experience a lot of different elements of a set in one film, working with animals, working with choreographers, working on stunts.
Right.
When I did Minutemen, I played Stephanie, who was just a really sweet girl next door, fun, loving character, which was great, to be able to kind of immediately play a role where people could see that I wasn't a horrible person.
Right.
If they had only seen me in Bratz, was nice.
Right. So how did you land the role of Stella?
I auditioned for the role of Stella 2 years ago.
Okay.
I had just done a guest star on Wizards of Waverly Place and really loved working for the Disney family. So when this role for this stylish, witty, fun girl character in a half-hour sitcom came up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the role for me. And I loved her name, Stella Malone.
Right.
And loved the audition piece and just really, really wanted the part. And I went in and auditioned and actually ended up going back in for the role for Stella 5 times.
Wow.
And in the final audition, the Jonas Brothers were in there. But it was before the Jonas Brothers were really that famous.
Right.
SOS hadn't come out. They weren't on tour with Miley Cyrus. Their first album hadn't even come out. So I think they had done like a baby bottle pop commercial.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. And I met them at the final audition and really liked them. They were cute and charming and just great guys. And I was like, I would love to come to work every day. And I got the part, which was great. And actually, a funny story on the other side of all of that, the 2 girls I was up against for the role of Stella were Demi Lovato and Nicole Anderson.
You're kidding.
Who played Macy. And it was really hard because Nicole and I have been friends for a long time, and we were both up for the role of Stella.
Right.
And as excited as I was to get the role, I knew that Nicole was hurting. She really wanted it too.
Right.
And so it was a really bittersweet moment. And then two years go by. The show was postponed because of a writer's strike, and then the boys were obligated to tour. And in those 2 years, they just blew up.
Right.
And then we went back to filming, and now the boys are world famous. And they decided to write in a best friend character for Stella, and Nicole came in and auditioned again and got the part. So it just worked out all the way around.
Wow, that did work out perfectly.
I know, it was great.
So do you have a favorite episode you've filmed so far?
I have several, yeah. I'm really excited. I think we've had 5 episodes air, or 4 so far, so I'm excited for everyone to see some of the later episodes when we started to get more comfortable with our characters and really get a groove going on the show. There's one episode in particular where Stella, the boys are judging a beauty pageant, and Stella's a little jealous, and Joe tells Stella that she's not beauty pageant material.
Oh, you're kidding.
Which are fighting words for a girl, you know. So Stella goes behind the boys' backs and enters the pageant, and now the boys have to judge her in this beauty pageant, and it's just a hysterical episode. I had so much fun, and I got to wear a big, beautiful dress.
Oh,
and,
my goodness.
We had a great time filming that one.
Oh, I definitely can't wait to see that episode.
Yeah, and it has my favorite original song by the boys in it.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
You're not acting. What do you like to do for fun?
A little bit of, everything. I love to go to the beach, go to the movies with my friends, hang out with my friends in general. I love to travel. Right now I'm in Arizona visiting my family. Over the holidays I went to Paris with some of my best friends. So I love to travel whenever I get the chance, and I also love writing. So I'm usually, have a cup of tea and I'm sitting in front of my computer just blogging away.
Right. So speaking of like the whole blogging thing, I know you have a Twitter. And
I do.
And I'm definitely one of your followers on there. How do you?
Oh, thank you.
No problem. How do you feel about the whole Twitter craze?
Oh, I love it. I need to update. I've been so out of touch. I've been traveling around, so I haven't been able to update as much as I'd like to. But I'm big on social networking. I love it. I love being able to keep in touch with friends and fans and family just instantly. And but Twitter's definitely my favorite.
Yeah, of course.
I think getting your point across in 140 letters or less is challenging and so much fun.
Exactly. I love it too. Expect in the near future?
Well, after I finished Jonas, I was a part of the Friends for Change project that Disney is doing right now, which is where all the different Disney Channel casts got together. And we're teaching kids how to go green, how to make little changes that will have a big effect on the planet, and how it's so much more fun if you do it with your friends.
Right.
And if you all get together and try to help the Earth. And so that was really cool. It was kind of like a reunion for us. It was the same group of kids that was at the Disney Channel Games last year. And since we're not having a Disney Channel Games this year, it was great to see everyone again and kind of joke around and have a little high school reunion.
Yeah.
And I also just finished voicing a pilot for the Disney Channel. It's a cartoon, and I play an emotionally unstable fish named B. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, you're kidding. Do you know when that comes out?
I have no idea. It is a pilot, so it may never see the light of day.
Oh, no.
But I hope it does.
Oh, I hope so too.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love to be a voice or something.
Exactly. That sounds neat.
Thanks.
So can you tell us, what's one thing that your fans may not know about you?
They may not know about me. I am absolutely terrified of revolving doors.
Really?
I can't walk through them.
Have you had a bad experience, or?
I have. I did a show. I was in a Broadway tour of Showboat, and there's one scene where I walk out in the middle of the stage. It's like my big entrance, but I have to walk through this revolving door. And because it's this little set and it's at the end of the stage, I couldn't really move. And every night I would get hit in the back of the head by this revolving door, and it would knock my hat off, and I was just a mess. So I'm just terrified of them now.
Oh my God, I understand why. That's not too fun.
Yeah, I think they're so complicated.
Wow. Alrighty, well thank you so much, Chelsea.
Oh, thank you so much. It was great talking to you.